What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about when it comes to new writers, whether it is better to teach them structure first or whether it is better to teach them to just write as much as they can. I've had instructors that have done both. I've had the instructors that are like, we're not really going to write so much as we're going to sit there and watch a bunch of films and plays and talk about the structure and the plot points and everything like that. But I've also had the instructors that are like, I'm going to give you a bunch of writing prompts and we'll get to formatting when we get there. My thing that I like is more the structure approach because I'm a Virgo, like completely through and through. And so to me, it's so much more important to teach good habits in the beginning. I guess that goes back to when I played softball. They taught you that perfect practice makes perfect, not just practice. And to me, the people that come up with the approach of like, let's just have you write a whole lot, is practicing bad habits. And so by the time you actually get to structure, you're now having to redo all the work that you've done already in terms of trying to get the structure down. One of my favorite examples that I like to use all the time that one of my instructors actually told me was if you look at like Pablo Picasso, he was this famous painter known for breaking boundaries and doing things that aren't usually what people would do. But if you look at some of his earlier work, it's a lot of like the most detailed landscapes you can see. Because when it comes to structure, you have to know the outline of where you're going before you learn how to break the rules. And that's a problem I see with a lot of new writers. People that I start working with, they're like, I want to do some new edgy stuff. And I'm like, that's cool, but no, because you don't have the abilities as you are right now as a new writer to be able to break the boundaries and still make the play make sense. And that's one of the biggest things, is all these like playwrights that you see that kind of go beyond what we're used to seeing with plays. It's because they know the audience and they know how to keep them entertained enough to keep them with the story. Whereas if you're a new writer, you don't have a concept of audience yet. You don't have any of that information. And so you can't really break the rules yet and still make sure that your play makes sense. And I think that's a big problem that I see a lot with new writers, is they just write and write and write, and like, that's cool. Like, you should be writing every day. You should be. And if you're calling yourself a writer and you don't write every day, you're a liar and you're lazy. You should write every day. And even if you do, though, it still needs to be structured, because if it's not, you're just writing a bunch of crap that nobody's gonna read. So that's all I got for today. And so in terms of like the debate, I come out more on the structured side, obviously. But that's all I have for today. If you tune into our next video, we're gonna be talking about the differences between David Mamet and why people love him or they hate him absolutely.